Okay, so next weekend, it's like October 6th, I think is going to be the date. A lot of my friends, coworkers, are actually going to be going to Halloween Horror Nights, so that should be fun. This year, they're actually going to have Walking Dead set up in like one of the scare zones, one of the scare houses there, and Silent Hill from the video game. So it's got like a zombie theme this year for Halloween Horror Nights. I can't wait. Everybody knows that I love The Walking Dead. It's one of my favorite TV shows, and I'm excited. I'm excited to go to Halloween Horror Nights this year. Actually, I haven't been to Halloween Horror Nights in a couple of years, actually. I've gone to Howl-O-Scream at Busch Gardens, but haven't gone to Universal in quite a few years. So, this will be a new experience. I wonder if I want to go see the Harry Potter attractions before we do Halloween Horror Nights. And speaking of October, I want to remind everybody that October is actually Gay and Lesbian History Month here in the United States. In, I think, other places where it's like February or something, but that's Black History Month in the United States. So, October is Gay and Lesbian History Month in the United States. So, just wanted to remind everybody that October 11th, I think, is National Coming Out Day. So, if you haven't come out yet, you might want to consider that. It's also very close to voting time. So most of your states, your voter registration dates are coming up really quick. If you haven't registered to vote, you need to. Especially if you're in the gay and lesbian community. Because this is the first time in history that any sitting president, Barack Obama, has expressed equality for all people. And he's expressed support for marriage rights. Actually, the entire Democratic Party accepted as part of their party platform when they had their convention in Charlotte, North Carolina a couple weeks back, that marriage equality is now a standard in the party platform. So for all these people that say, oh, I don't think they're being serious, they're just doing this to try to collect votes, I don't believe them, they're not really for gay rights. Well, they are now. Every time we've had a civil rights issue in our past, whether it's, women's rights, black rights, someone had to stand up for those rights, a political party. And they took a risk in doing so. And this time, just like the past two times, the Democratic Party, the Progressive Party, has stood up for gay rights. So you can say all you want, oh, they're just trying to do this to get votes, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're trying to get your vote. And they're also trying to make changes. So everything you've been complaining about how we don't have equal rights, that, it took them 3 years to overturn Don't Ask, Don't Tell once Obama got into office, that's not important. The fact of the matter is, it happened. And they're standing up for marriage rights now. That's why I'm voting for President Obama this year. That's why you should vote for President Obama this year. There were people in the past, too, when women were trying to get the right to vote. And we're like, oh, they're just trying to give women the right to vote so that women will vote Democratic. They don't really believe in this stuff. Well, now there's not a single Democrat running for political office anywhere in this country that does not believe in equal rights for women. And the same goes for civil rights for black people. This goes for all minorities. Whether you're Hispanic, the Democrats are also for you. Doesn't matter if you're Asian American, Native American, Muslim American, Jewish American. The Democratic Party is the only party that has a very good track record, voting-wise in Congress and on the Supreme Court. That's why you need to vote Democratic. Straight party ticket. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very dark period in American history next year if we vote Mitt Romney as president. All fun and games aside, that brings me to a very important part of this blog, the reason why I decided to do a daily blog today, and I probably will do one blog a week. And it will, it'll just be catch up on a lot of things that have been happening in my life, critique of the news and current events. Main reason why I want to do this video today is to ask the question that Mitt Romney has been asking you for the past 2 years. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Why is that important to do a blog about this now? September 29th today marks an important event in our history. 4 years ago, if you'll remember, after Lehman Brothers had collapsed and the financial system was going into complete haywire, the Dow Jones fell 777 points in a single day. This triggered the worst recession since the Great Depression. And in parts of this country, it triggered a Great Depression. There's some parts of this country like West Virginia, Mississippi, Alabama, the poorer states that really didn't have a very good economy to begin with. They're suffering a lot more than other parts of the country. So they are in a Great Depression. Most parts of the country, 4 years ago, had an unemployment rate, it was average nationwide about 15 to 16% unemployment. Well, now, in 2012, the unemployment rate is hovering about 8.1 to 8.3% average nationwide. There are a lot of people that are underemployed. Yes, this is true. But at least they have some employment, which they didn't have 4 years ago. Personally, for me, my life hasn't changed that much in 4 years. But I think it has gotten better. I can honestly say that it has gotten better. And there are a lot of reasons why I will vote for President Obama. I've already mentioned a couple of those earlier in this video. But personally, I think my personal situation has gotten a lot better. 4 years ago, I couldn't afford an iPhone. And now, I've got an iPhone 5. So, my personal situation is a lot better than it was 4 years ago. So I can personally say, yes, my situation has gotten better. And I know a lot of people that actually their situation has improved. So I think most of the voters, when they get to the polling booth and they really sit and think about it, they're going to appreciate the sacrifice and the political capital that President Obama has spent in these 4 years. Healthcare, which was, it was something that every president has tried for like 60 some years, and Obama got it passed. He accomplished something that Clinton couldn't do and Clinton wanted to do. Hillary Care was very unpopular when it was brought up. A lot of Hillary Care is involved in Obamacare. But Obama actually, he modeled his plan on Romney Care. And Romney is running for president and is now claiming he's going to overturn Obamacare. Don't believe him. Once he gets in office, he is not going to overturn that shit. If Romney were president, I don't think that Romney would overturn Obamacare because it's technically Romney Care. The danger with Romney is the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is going to have a lot of justices that are getting ready to retire. If you believe in women's rights, gay rights, abortion rights, then you don't want more conservatives packing that Supreme Court. Because it could completely wipe out everything that progressives have tried for 60 years. Every social program, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, all of these programs will be changed, fundamentally altered, and potentially done away with if Romney is president. That's the danger. Everybody claims, oh, Romney was a businessman, therefore he will be able to do a great job as president. There's a big, big, big difference between being a businessman and being president. Just like there is a huge difference between being president and being a senator. President Obama found that out when he went into office. There are a lot of things you can say on the campaign trail that you cannot put into action once you get in office, especially if you have a Congress that doesn't want to do jack shit. It's another important thing to remember when you go to the polls in November. Vote out the congressional people that you see as an impediment to your rights. Ones that voted no on absolutely everything, which is technically every Republican that's in office right now, especially on the House side, get rid of them. Completely vote them out. Send them to the unemployment line, because they haven't done jack shit, and we've been paying them. Taxpayers have been paying them for years to do their job, and they've just sat there in the office, done jack shit. No jobs bills. No jobs bills at all in the past 4 years, because they don't want jobs. They want the economy to be shit, so they can blame it on Obama. You could say all that you want. Oh, that's not true, that hasn't happened. All you have to do is just look at the record. That's why it's very important in November to go out and vote. It's that simple. Vote Obama. That's right. Vote Obama. Hope and change forward 2012. That's what you need to do. If you think that a president can actually solve things in just 3 short years, given the great state of the Depression that we were in, then you're kidding yourself. Now, if you think that voting Romney into office is going to solve anything, you're sadly mistaken. Austerity measures, as we have seen in Europe, are not fixing the problem. It's causing social unrest, and it's causing increased poverty for the people there in those countries. We don't want that repeat of the situation here in this country. Ironically, Romney accuses Obama of maintaining a European-style form of diplomacy and economics, when it's ironically Romney who wants to do exactly what Europe did by moving towards austerity measures. That's not going to work here in this country. We have a stronger economy, we are recovering from the Depression, and we can't go back now. Vote Obama.